Good morning class. Today we are going to continue our chapter 3rd, that is legislature, and in this video we will study about the law making procedure in India. In our previous video we already studied the types of bill, public and the private. We already studied about the classification of the bills also, that is ordinary bill, money bill, financial bill and the constitutional amendment bills. Okay, in this video we will try to understand the procedure of law making in India. You know about the bill beta. Bill is the first step of the law. After getting the majority from the both house and sign of the president, the bill became the law. Okay, that you have to explain in this topic. Clear beta? Step 1, the need for a new law or an amendment to an existing piece of legislature is identified. Beta, the process of enacting a new law can be broadly divided into 4 steps and you have to learn all these 4 steps. Okay. First one is, that is step 1. In the step 1, the need for a new law or an amendment to an existing piece of legislation is identified. Beta, content is clear. This may be done either by the government or by citizen group who can raise public awareness regarding the need for the law. Clear beta? Next one is the step 2. The concerned minister draft a text of the proposal law which is called a bill. ठीक है बेटा? The bill is circulated to other relevant minister for inputs. Comments from the public on the proposed draft may also be invited. Okay beta? Following this, the draft is revised to incorporate such inputs and is then witnessed by the law ministry. It is then presented to the cabinet ministry या cabinet for the approval. Clear to everyone? Beta, first of all, I am telling you in a proper language, in a political language. After that, we will discuss in our language beta. Okay, in our easy language. So first of all, try to understand the procedure. The third step is that after the cabinet approval, the bill, it is introduced in parliament under the Indian political system. The parliament is the central legislative body. Every bill goes through 3 readings in both houses before it comes an act. It is the very important step in the procedure of bill. Okay beta? First one is, during the first reading, the bill is introduced in parliament. It means beta, first reading only the person can introduce the bill in the parliament. Okay, the introduction of a bill may be opposed and the matter may be put to a vote in the house. After representation या after introduction of the bill, the people give their vote to the bill. Okay, and the minister which represent the law, which represent the bill, he or she have to explain about the bill. Then why he is introducing the bill and what are the benefits of all these bills. Okay, it means in the first reading we introduce the bill in the parliament session, and after this the minister any other person who introduce the bill in the legislature, he or she have to explain about the bill in this parliament. Okay, in the first reading. Next one is beta, second reading. After a bill has been introduced, the president, officer of the concerned house, speaker in case of the Lok Sabha, chairman in case of the Rajya Sabha may refer the bill to the concerned department related standing committee for the examination. Beta, why? The speaker is responsible for this, because if we want to represent our bill in the Lok Sabha, then speaker give the permission. And if, as we know that speaker is the head of the Lok Sabha, and in the Rajya Sabha, who is the head of Rajya Sabha? That is Vice President. Okay. The standing committee considered the broad, objective and the specific clauses of the bill, refer to it and may invite public comments on a bill. In the standing committee, in the standing committee on this bill, the ministers and the public and the persons, what can they do, They can give their views in this standing committee on the bill. Okay. For example, the Standing Committee on Science and Technology, Environment and Forest has invited suggestions on the Civil Liability for Nuclear Damage Bill 2010. Clear to everyone? Bills which come under the admin of a number of different ministers may be referred to a joint committee. The committee then submit its recommendation in the form of a report to the Parliament. In the second reading, the bill is checked thoroughly. Each clause of the bill is discussed on the floor of the House and may be accepted, amended or rejected. In the second reading, as I told you in our previous words, that in the second reading, every minister which is present in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha can give their suggestion, okay, and we can reject, amend and accept the bill in the second reading, okay. During the third reading, the House votes on the redrafted bill. Clear? First reading, about the first reading, second reading and the third reading. In the first reading, we represent our bill in the first Parliament, Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, and in the second reading, we can give our suggestion. If we want to change something, if we want to amend the bill, then we can do, okay. And after the second reading, in the third reading, we can't change in the bill, okay. Clear to everyone? Next one is step 4. After both houses of Parliament pass a bill, it is presented to the President for assent. This process is same in the Rajya Sabha. Okay, if the Lok Sabha, if we present our bill in the Lok Sabha, then after getting the 2/3 majority in the Lok Sabha, we have to send our bill in the Rajya Sabha, and after the Rajya Sabha, after getting 2/3 majority in the Rajya Sabha, if the bill passed from the both houses, then we can send our bill to the President for their assent. She has the right to seek information and clarification about the bill and may return it to Parliament for reconsideration. If the President thinks that the bill is correct, then President can sign on it. If the President doesn't want to sign on it, then President can send back to the bill in the Parliament. Okay, this may be done only once. Which one, If President is not agree with this bill, the President can send the bill in the legislature, but this may be done only once. If both houses pass the bill again, the President had to assent. Okay, you can see the limitation here of the President. President can reject the bill only for one time. If the both houses, Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, send the same bill again to the President for their assent, the President have to do the sign on it. Okay, And step 5 is, after the president gives assent, the bill is notified as an act. Okay, now bill is became the law. After getting the 2/3 majority in Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, and after the assent of president. Okay, subsequently the bill is notified. A bill is brought into force and rules and regulation to implementation the act are formed by the concerned ministry and tabled in parliament. Clear the law procedure in India, the law making in India. Okay beta, now any doubt to you? Okay, wait for 2 minutes beta. I am explaining again this concept to you, this procedure to you in a easy language. First of all, if we want to make a rule and regulation, if we want to make a law, then what is the procedure of law making in the India? First one, we have to introduce our bill in Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha. It is depend on us. Only the money bill can introduce in the Lok Sabha after the recommendation of the president. Okay, and rather than all the bills can be introduced in the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. Clear? Next one is beta, after introduction of the bill in the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, 3 steps are there, 3 reading are there. First one is first reading, second one second reading, and third reading. In the first reading, the person can introduce the bill. Okay, in the second reading, the person which are present in the parliament can give their views, can give their suggestions, and in the third reading they have to pass or they have to reject the bill. Okay, and if the bill get the 2/3 majority in the house, Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha, after getting the 2/3 majority in the house, it is sent to the another house beta. It is sent to the another house, and if the same process done in the second house. Okay, and first reading, second reading, and third reading, and after getting the 2/3 majority, in the other house also, if the bill get majority in the both house, then it is sent to the president. If the president sign on it, then the bill became the law, and after becoming the law, the bill will be implemented. Now beta, you have to write down about the law which is introduced in the parliament, that at that time the bill was bill, and after signing of the president the bill became the law. Then you have to write down law word. Okay, now beta, we will study the important question of this chapter, that is first one is Alok thinks that a country needs an efficient government that looks after the welfare of the public. So if we simply elected our PM, Prime Minister and the Minister and left to them the task of government, we will not need legislature. Do you agree beta? Are you agree beta? You have to give you have to tell your views related to this. Okay, I am not agree with Alok, because leaving the whole task of government with Prime Minister and Minister would hamper the essence of the democracy. As we know that in the democracy, that what is the meaning of the democracy? That all the powers are in the hand of the people, and all the powers will be in the one hand. Okay, the distribution of power also the base of the democracy. Okay beta, and such a set of would reduce the representation of people in the government. The members of the legislature who do not represent the majority would not have to opposition to present their point of view. Now what is he saying? I am telling you Alok is saying that if we choose the government, as you can see, you can take the example of BJP government beta. In the center BJP government is there. Alok says that if we choose the ministers and the prime minister, and what is the need of other ministers, what is the need of other person in the government. Now I want to tell you, if the BJP is the government of the majority, and what about the minority beta? It means in the democracy we have to give the equal chance to everyone. If majority choice is there, we have to give the permission, we have to give the opportunities to the minorities beta. Okay? If minorities will be there, then the minority can be stand in the opposition of the majority party. Clear to everyone? The third one is the decision made by the cabinet would not be accountable, as the minister would not have to explain them to the legislature. As we know that the opposition also ask the question, if the legislature makes the rules and regulation, and after making the rules and regulation nobody check these rules and regulation, then it means the second thing should be there for the checking of the legislature work. Clear? Next one beta, the task of the legislature also includes lawmaking. It is complex procedure that requires the opinion of all sections of society. As I told you, the government is represent the majority of the society, and having the main. And beta, your second question is, why can the Lok Sabha control the executive more effectively than the Rajya Sabha can? Here beta, I want to tell you one more question is, you can write the answer is same. Then how can you say that the Lok Sabha is more powerful than the Rajya Sabha? Okay, you have to write down the same answer, and the answer is Lok Sabha exercise control over the executive more effectively than Rajya Sabha because it is a directive elected body. Okay, and in the Lok Sabha you can elect your representative yourself by direct method. Okay, and in the Rajya Sabha is the house of states. Okay, and you can't take the participation in the election of the Rajya Sabha members. Okay, you choose the Rajya Sabha members indirectly. That's why the Lok Sabha can exercise control over the executive more effectively than the Rajya Sabha. The reason is beta because the Lok Sabha members are directly chosen by us. Okay, the Lok Sabha has the power to make laws, ask a question, and amend the constitution. Okay, the Lok Sabha can remove the government by expressing non-confidence, but Rajya Sabha cannot remove any government. You know about the Lok Sabha beta? What is the Lok Sabha? In the Lok Sabha, which party get the majority, then the party will make the government. Okay, and if Prime Minister gave their resignation, then the complete government dissolve. Okay beta, here you can say that the Lok Sabha can remove the government by expressing non-confidence, but Rajya Sabha cannot remove any type of the government. The Lok Sabha has crucial power in controlling the finances, as it can reject money bill, but Rajya Sabha cannot reject the money bill. It is the main and important function of the Lok Sabha. Okay, Lok Sabha having this power, and this is the main power of the Lok Sabha. If we want to introduce the money bill, then we have to introduce firstly in the Lok Sabha. It is the power of Lok Sabha, as we already in our previous topic discussed that the procedure of the lawmaking in the India, and I told you that we can introduce our bill in the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, and if we want to introduce the money bill, then we have to introduce our money bill in the Lok Sabha. ठीक है बेटा, we can't introduce the money bill in the Rajya Sabha. It is the power of Lok Sabha. Okay, and the Lok Sabha can change the money bill, can amend the money bill, but Rajya Sabha not having this type of power. Clear beta? And your third question is, rather than effective control of the executive, the Lok Sabha is a platform for the expression of popular sentiments and people expectation. Do you agree? Are you agree beta? And you have to attempt your answer like this. I do not agree with the statement that the Lok Sabha is only a platform for the expression of popular sentiments and popular expectations. The members of the legislature are free to express their views and no action can be taken against any member for anything said inside the house. The main purpose of the parliamentary privileges is to enable the members to work for the people effectively as well as control the executive. While the Lok Sabha does provide an opportunity for elected representatives to express the expectation of their constituents, then we have to take the permission of their constituents. Its powers are much more wide-ranging. These are the powers of your Lok Sabha beta. The Lok Sabha holds the Union Cabinet accountable for its decision. It has the power to make laws, control, finance and amend the constitution. The Council of Ministers continues in office only as long as it enjoys the confidence of Lok Sabha. Are you getting my point? If any doubt in any question, then you can ask me beta. Okay, I will send the again answer. The Council of Ministers continues in only as long as it enjoys the confidence of the Lok Sabha. It means if the Lok Sabha having the majority, if the government, if the party having the majority, then the majority can rule, okay, on the country. Okay beta, but the party have to take the majority. Therefore, Lok Sabha functions as an effective control of the executive. Clear to everyone? It means the conclusion of these questions, I want to tell you that Lok Sabha is more important and more powerful than the Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha is the upper house, but the functions of the Rajya Sabha are opposite of this word. Upper house means beta, all the powers are in the hand of the Rajya Sabha, but it is not in actual. All the powers are in the hand of Lok Sabha because Lok Sabha is the house of common. All the people are in the Rajya Sabha. All the peoples elect their representative and these representative forms the Lok Sabha. Okay, and the Lok Sabha having the power related to their finance. Clear to everyone? In our next video, we will study about the more questions of this chapter. Okay beta, if any type of query related to legislature chapter, then you can ask me beta. Okay, tomorrow we will study about the bicameral legislature.